Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the final panel of ComicCon. It's time for the Riverdale panel. It's time. Make some noise for KJ Appa. Make some noise. Come on up.
How are we?
Well, hello. I'm so excited that you're here, Mr. Archie Kins.
Thanks for having me.
I know everyone here is so excited, and we are definitely going to take your questions. We have 2 microphones that are waiting for you. If you have a question, please cue. Otherwise, I'm going to just sit here and fangirl, and you can just watch. So, KJ.
Yes.
I'm very, very excited. We had our first season. The first season has aired here, yes? The entire season. Mm-hmm. So you saw what happened. Were you surprised when you found out who the killer was?
I wasn't too surprised, actually. One of the writers on the show hangs around the set a bit, and he was having some food one time. I went up to him and I asked him, so is it Clifford? And he looks at me and kind of starts like sweating and just walks off. So I was like, immediately I knew who it was. So I wasn't that surprised. I think I was the only one at that time who knew as well. So
how did you figure it out?
I just thought it would be interesting. It'd be interesting if Jason's father was his killer.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe I should be like a writer.
You're just smarter than the rest of us. And everyone is always talking about Betty and Veronica.
Yeah.
And Betty versus Veronica.
Yeah.
And currently, we know where Archie is. Do you have, as KJ, a preference? Do you have an idea of who Archie should be with? Not him as a preference. You guys know what
I don't have a preference. I leave that entirely up to the writing, and I don't think it's for me to decide.
Okay.
It doesn't. To be completely honest, it doesn't really matter what I think.
All right. Do we have people who are on Team Betty? Oh, no. Do we have people who are on Team Veronica then? Anybody on Team Cheryl? All right. It looks like we have...
Team Grundy?
Oh, poor Valerie. Why you got to bring that up? That's so sad. We have 2 beautiful cues. I'm going to start over here, and we're just going to alternate back and forth.
Awesome.
Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
What was your favourite scene to act from Riverdale so far?
I really enjoy all the football stuff. Jess just I'm a bit of a meathead when it comes to like rugby and like football and stuff like that. Otherwise, I really, really enjoyed 2 scenes in particular. The one with Cole, I think in episode 3, where Jughead finds out about Archie and Grundy, and he approaches Archie on that, and we have a conversation about it outside my house. And the other one was with Luke, the end scene. Yeah, I'm holding him in my arms.
Thank you. I'll take it over here.
Really tall. Thank you.
Yeah, it moves. It won't hurt you.
Out of all the cast, who are you closest with, like Carl or Lily?
Probably. We're all pretty close, but I'm pretty close with Cole and Luke. Yeah, I'll probably say that, but we're all really close. Yeah.
Thank you. I'll take it over here.
Hi. Can you do a British accent?
I can't. I don't know. All I hear is people walking around going, "You're right, mate." Every time I hear a British accent, I just start laughing for some reason. When on the street, it's funny.
Thank you.
It's a good accent, though. I love it.
How
Better than the
long
American
did you
accent.
work on your American accent?
Not really at all. It was, I guess I'm kind of lucky in that regard where I don't really have to focus on that part, and I can kind of just focus more on the actual work. But yeah, it's interesting. I never really had to. It was weird.
Yeah, our accent seems to be easy for everybody.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hi. How did you feel when you found out Fred was going to get shot?
I was kind of sad, and I was kind of I was nervous because I wasn't sure how the outcome would be, and we actually got that scene the night before we started shooting it, And I remember Luke gave me a call and we had a little chat, and we spoke to the writers and stuff, and we just kind of had a conversation about it, and then to prepare for the scene, and then and then we did it. But yeah, we were all pretty thrown by it, for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Not that you can tell us, but do you know the outcome?
I do know the outcome.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fine. I'll try to get that later.
And I'm not going to give it to you.
I'm still going to try.
I'm not going to give it to you.
Hello.
Out of season 2, is there anything in particular you want like Archie to focus on or go down any roads in particular?
I think what we have planned for season 2 is exactly what I was hoping for, in that we're going to see a darker side to Archie, where he's going to deal with problems that are a little bit more intense because of his father being shot. I think it shakes things up for him a little bit, and I think he wants vengeance, and I think that kind of switches something off in his brain, and he goes... Yeah, we're going to see a different side to him for sure, I think, after that. It's going to change his life.
Thank you. Take it over here.
Hey, I was wondering, what was your first impression of London?
First impression? I'm going to say, first impression, I love London, but my first impression of it wasn't that great. Because I landed and I was looking around, I couldn't see any, it was just kind of nothing. I was looking for the city, and I was like, am I in the right place? And then I took the train into the city. It was all good, and I saw everything. It was sick. Yeah, I love London.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. She's the ambassador for London. She's here to make sure that you have a good time.
Hello.
Hi.
What was it like to film the Archie and Veronica scene in the season finale?
The make-out scene. It was good. Working with Cami is really easy, and I'm lucky I get to, she's a beautiful girl. But it was like 4 a.m. when we shot that, and we were both just over it. And we were running down on time. Everyone was tired, frustrated. One of the last scenes we ever shot as well for the season. And it was fun, though. We had a good time. I had a tough time getting that shirt off with one hand because I'd broken my hand at the time, and I had the cast on. So I had to, fully dive into that, But it was good. Yeah, no, working with Cami's great. It was fun.
Thank you.
No worries.
Wait, had you really broken your hand, or just because the character broke his hand?
No, I actually broke my hand, and I had
So
to...
they had to write that in?
No, he broke his hand. So Archie does break his hand. It was written.
Yeah.
But there were still scenes before that scene that we had to shoot after the scene of that. Mm-hmm. So I had to cast for scenes where I wasn't meant to be wearing one. So we had to hide it a little bit.
Oh.
If you guys can pick out those moments, I wonder, it'd be interesting.
Yeah, we'll take it over here.
Kia ora.
Kia ora, how are ya?
I'm good, I'm from New Zealand too.
Sick.
Yeah. Have you read much of the original Archie?
So weird to hear another
Comics?
Kiwi accent. It's so good. Sorry, what?
Have you read much of the original Archie comics?
Not before I started on the show, but I've had a squiz of a few of them now. Yeah, for sure.
Cool.
Thank you.
Laters.
Over here.
Hi. I'm sorry. When you were in high school, which character do you think best describes you, Archie or Jughead, and why?
I'd probably say Archie.
Or Jason. Maybe you're really Jason.
Nah, I'd probably say Archie. Mostly because Jughead, he's kind of, he's a bit of a, I can't really relate. He's really intellectual and really kind of does his own thing. Doesn't like hang out with anyone. And I think I'm more of I like having the boys around and like having friends. I like hanging out with friends. Jughead doesn't really like hanging out with friends. But
Thank you.
Thank you.
Over here.
At the end of season 2, you can see a kind of look that you gave Betty. Do you think there'll be an argument between Jughead and your character when he finds out that you may still have feelings for Betty?
At the end of season 1? Yeah, that was those subtle kind of moments that me and Betty had, that Archie and Betty had in that kind of last episode. I definitely kind of, Jughead doesn't know at that stage. He hasn't picked up on anything yet that that Archie still has feelings for Betty. But I think 100% if he was to find out, it would cause a little bit of conflict between them. Yeah.
Thank you. Over here. Yeah, before you
Before
figured
I
it out
knew-
because
yeah.
you were a genius.
I thought it would, for a long time I thought it was going to be Jughead for some reason.
Oh.
Just because I thought it would be interesting, and Cole actually said this as well, because he's the narrator of the show, because Jughead narrates it, and he's kind of writing this, it'll be, I don't know, I think that would kind of make it an interesting kind of plot. And if he had done it, but no one knew that it was him, but the audience knew that it was him, that would be kind of cool. No worries.
Thank you. Over here.
Hi, can you point out one difference and one similarity between you in real life and your character and Archie?
Probably one difference is our humor, I'd say. Archie's not the funniest guy in the world. And I'm not trying to say that I'm like really funny or anything, but I'm just... and the difference, and the similarity will probably be, we're both kind of musical and we both kind of, he plays football, I play rugby, but, pretty much the same thing.
Thank you. Hello.
Sorry, I'm not shaking.
No worries.
Like, characters-wise, who do you relate more to, Ethan or Archie? Like, from A Dog's Purpose? Or
Oh, okay. Probably Archie. Yeah, probably Archie. I don't know. Ethan had a kind of a tough. He had a rough time there with his parents and stuff. But yeah, I don't know. I think definitely Archie, just because of his relationship with his dad and the things, his passions and stuff. I'd definitely go Archie. Yeah, no
Thank
worries.
You. Supergirl?
Hi.
Supergirl.
I'm just wondering, did you ever get emotional while filming A Dog's Purpose or watching it afterwards? Because I get so emotional while I watch animal movies.
I haven't seen the full movie yet, but no, I just can't. No, I just can't. Sometimes it's weird to watch over again, but I did get kind of emotional. No, actually, I didn't get emotional shooting it, really.
Are you heartless?
Huh?
Are you heartless?
I guess.
Was not the answer I expected.
No, I don't know. Like sometimes you do get emotional in those kind of scenes, and sometimes you don't. And as an actor, I guess you just have to act sometimes. You know what I mean?
Did you get more emotional when you were shooting with Luke after he got shot?
Yeah, me and Luke have had some really special moments on set where that I've never experienced before, actually, which is, great. And just thinking about it now is making me trip out. But we had to stop shooting at times just to take a minute and stuff, which is really special. I think you don't get that all the time. Mm-hmm. So it's good to remember those moments. Yeah.
Thank you.
Hi, what was the best thing about filming Riverdale, or just the Riverdale experience?
The best thing. Okay, some of my favorite things about shooting Riverdale is working with our director Lee Krager, who shot our pilot and our last episode. He is the biggest legend, probably. I just want everything that I work on, I want him to be directing. Working with the cast, meeting all of them is great, and spending time with them outside of work as well, and kind of bringing these characters to life. I think it's a responsibility, and it's an actual honor to be able to take this franchise and play these iconic characters and bring them to life. So I'm really lucky for that, and I think me and the cast are all actually really, really blessed to have that opportunity. And we're so glad that you guys are a part of it as well, which is awesome. Cheers.
Thank you.
Woo!
Hi. What did you think when you first saw the Riverdale script?
I actually, it was funny when I read the Grundy Archie storyline. I had just come off a show where I did the exact same thing with not me, but the character with the PE teacher. So I was reading it like, I'm about to do this. Well, I hadn't got the role yet, but I was thinking, if I get this role, I'm about to do this again. So that was kind of funny. But I also thought it was really, really cool and interesting. And I had no idea of the comics before I read it as well, so I didn't have that kind of pre-history of the Archie comics. So as a whole, I thought it was a really cool idea, and I didn't even know about the comics, which was kind of cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries.
Over here.
Hi. If you couldn't be Archie, and this is including the girls, who would you be?
Including I can be a girl.
That's such a good question. I like that you made it like specifically including the girls. Because Josie, I think you'd be a great Josie.
Yeah, Josie would be fun to
right?
play. Yeah, it should be fun. I'd probably. Do I have to be these people offset? I'm back to me offset. Okay. Then I would definitely probably go Betty,
Why?
so that I can have the chance to know what it's like to be a girl on set.
I see.
And every time I'm on set, I'd just be kind of feeling it out, being like, whoa, this is trippy. And then switch it back over
But
as
Betty,
me.
specifically.
I don't really care about the character. I just wanted to be a girl for
I
a couple. Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
I really just want to see an episode. You know, a lot of sci-fi shows, everyone switches brains in some episode or whatever, the personalities. I would love to see Riverdale do that so that you, in this body, could be Betty.
Yeah.
And see you acting as Betty.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
That'd be so fun.
Do it.
I'll write it. I'll send it to them. It'll never get made. Yeah.
When you first met the cast of Riverdale, like, did you get on immediately, or was it kind of awkward at first?
We didn't get on immediately, I'm going to be honest with you.
Who was the most awkward?
Who was the most awkward? I think I was probably the most awkward, eh?
That was my guess.
Because I was coming fresh out of New Zealand onto a show, you know, in another country I'd never been to. And it's a different culture in New Zealand. And, you know, when we hung out and stuff, I had to kind of stop saying certain words because no one understood what I was saying.
Such as?
Just mud, mint, chur, so many things.
No, you're right. You're right. I have no idea what you're talking
you
about.
wouldn't understand. But yeah, it took a while for us to kind of, you know, get to know each other really well. Yeah, it wasn't straight off the bat. Definitely not.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No worries.
Hello.
Hi. Just because you said that Archie's personality is going to change now, how
Mm.
do you think he's going to react to Jughead joining the Southside Serpents? Think he's going to use it for like revenge or something?
I think he's going to be definitely a little bit unsure because of Fred being shot. I think there's definitely going to be a little bit of like, well, it could have been the serpents that shot my dad, and now you're a part of that. So what does that mean for our friendship? I mean, I'm not sure, but I would probably, you know, think that would have something to do with it. So yeah, I definitely think Archie's not going to like that idea of Jughead doing that. And saying that our relationship in the show for season 2, Archie and Jughead, is going to be really different, I think. I think we're going to have a few more scenes together as well, which is going to be fun. But we have some really interesting scenes actually that I've been told about that you guys are going to really love, I think. Yeah, a lot.
Thank you. Sorry, my head started imagining things. Hello.
Hi, so my question is, I gave you like a few hours ago a gift. Did you get the opportunity to see it, and did you like it?
What was your gift to me again?
I gave you like a big bag with your like pictures of face and
Oh, I haven't. Everything that I've received is waiting for me in my room right now, and I'm going to wait till I'm finished work. So when I've got a clear head, I can read all the good stuff. But I will read it. I promise.
I brought you a lot of chocolates.
Awesome. Oh, did you? Yeah, were there chocolates in there?
Yeah, and there's a trophy that I wrote in it, Better Daddy than Lily.
Cheers. I really appreciate that. Legend.
Thank you.
Legend. Thank you. By the way, who is the girl who got me the... There you are. Thank you so much. I'm wearing it. See it? Legend.
Do we have people dressed as river vixens in here?
I saw a
I
few
saw a
River
whole
Vixens,
bunch
eh?
of people in river vixens. You want to stand up for a second so we can appreciate
Stand
the
up.
vixens?
Go on. There they
Yeah.
are. Legend. Give them a hand.
Yeah!
Good stuff.
Should appreciate cosplay. Yeah, hello.
Hi. Oh, sweet.
The echo? Yeah.
Hi. I'm on camera. That's weird. Okay.
Go on, mate.
Okay, so what's the weirdest thing that happened off stage
Off stage, what's the weirdest thing?
with the cast?
Probably when Machin vomited off set. We were shooting the scene and she was feeling really sick, and you could tell she was like going. And then we were like looking at her, and then she bolted out, and she just carked it everywhere. And then, and then for the duration of that scene, which was like 2 hours, we had to look at a piece of tape and pretend that it was her. And there was an AD reading her lines, so every time that was her line, we were kind of just like listening to the AD, who is not an actor, literally the biggest monotone voice you've ever heard. And we're just pretending, I guess, which is what we do. But that was probably the most strange thing.
Do you remember what scene it was?
Yeah, it was the scene where Archie and Veronica, after searching the trailer, they come in and Mary and Fred and everyone else is in there. We're kind of talking to them, and they're telling us not to do anything. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Over here?
Hey.
I was just wondering when we're going to see an Archie versus Jughead
Dance
dance off.
off. I hope we're never going to see that, eh? Maybe though.
Season 2 is when you're going to see that.
Season never.
Thank you. Hello.
When Archie is singing, is it actually you as the actor singing in the real thing?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you. I think her follow-up question is, when are you going to release an album?
We have all the music is. I think all the music is online actually on iTunes.
A KJ
Never.
album.
Nah, probably. I don't know. I want to do music. Is like a big passion of mine. I'd love to, but I'm still trying to become more comfortable singing. I don't really enjoy it too much, but no.
Whoa. Only I get to demand he sings.
Cheers.
What was it like to audition for Riverdale?
It was kind of a. That was a good question. I auditioned for it a few times, and I got called back a few times, and they kind of were looking at me, maybe blah blah blah. And then I went in this one time and got told to come back like an hour later, and I did it in front of the audition in front of the producers and stuff. And then I did a screen test, and I thought I really wanted the part. And I took my guitar, and no one had asked me to do it, but I just did it because I thought, to be honest, I thought it was going to help. And I thought it makes me more calm when I have a guitar in my hand, pretty much. So I just took it in, played them a song, and did the scene. And I think that probably helped the chances a bit. Yeah.
Thank you.
Nah.
Calm down. Did you dye your hair before the audition? Or?
Definitely not. I would never sacrifice that. Imagine if I didn't get it. I'd be stuck.
It grows out really fast.
Not that fast.
And it looks good, right?
Cheers. Thank you. I don't mind it. I prefer my normal colour though. Yeah.
Who apart from yourself would you say is the funniest on set?
I'd either go Cole or Luke. Luke is a really funny man. He's hilarious, honestly. He's so good.
Thank you.
See ya.
How did you feel when you found out that Reggie was going to be recasted?
I was the guy Charles, who is the new Reggie. When I heard, I got a call from David Rappaport, our casting director, and he called me and he said, "I need you to come in to read with a character who's going to be playing new Reggie." And I was kind of thinking, oh, I wonder what's happened to Ross Butler, who was our previous Reggie, who was amazing, by the way, and he's in 13 Reasons Why, and he absolutely killed it. Yeah, such a good show as well. I went in to do the audition, and Charles is really, really good. I think hopefully you guys are going to really love him. He's a great actor. But it's going to be sad to lose Ross, for sure. He was a good part of the family, for sure.
Thank you.
Hey. Oh, there you are.
Is there anyone that wanted to be cast as Archie but wasn't?
And is on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, on the show? I'm not sure. I hope not, because that'd be kind of awkward. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Do you know if there was anyone in the cast who read for a different part?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'm just
It's not something
imagining,
we really would probably talk about.
Oh. I just imagine
'Cause
like
if
Betty
something-
reading for Veronica and Veronica reading for Betty, and then
Right.
being like, you realize that like the hair is the thing.
Yeah, exactly. Nah, I'm not sure. That's a
Okay.
good question, though.
Hi.
Hey.
What was it like to film the final scene with Cheryl and the ice seeing she broke your hand?
It was that was a real fun scene. Again, Lee was directing that, which made it fun. And we were really rushed. We were on an actual frozen lake, and they had that's when I actually broke my hand punching the ice as well. And they had like a little foam mat about that big covering it, and I remember just laying into this mat, and it was really cold. I couldn't really feel anything, and I got a bit carried away, and then I got up, and then about 20 minutes later, I looked at my hand, and I was like, something's not right there, and then I felt it, and I knew it was broken, and then we got a few more shots done, and I went straight to the hospital. But yeah, that was a gnarly day of shooting, for sure. It was cold, the girls were complaining, but we got it done. It was good, and I think it looks really good. I think that's some of our best work so far is in the snow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries, thank you.
That was a really powerful scene.
Hi there, sorry.
Love the pink hair, mate. Looks good.
Shot, man. I'm from South Africa and I've got a lot of family in New Zealand.
Oh, cool.
Representing. Listen, I
Thanks,
have one
bro.
question. What advice would you give a new student at Riverdale High School?
What advice? Stay away from Cheryl, probably.
That was my first thought.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, is there any other advice, or is that the only rule at Riverdale?
Stay away from Cheryl.
Stay away from the teachers.
Stay away from Cheryl. Become real good friends with Miss Grundy. No,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. Stay away from Cheryl. What else? That's it.
All right.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Sick, bruh.
Will Cheryl become? I don't want to say less evil because she's not evil. But do you think she will become, as Archie gets darker, she'll become lighter?
That would be an interesting side to see of her.
Yeah.
I think it'll be interesting to see Cheryl find love, because at the moment, we've kind of only seen this one side of her that's kind of a bit of a loony. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see her, in love or something. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Different side to the character.
Yeah.
How did you first get into acting?
I actually never wanted to act, ever. Never crossed my mind. And I grew up in New Zealand, and my sister was a model, and she was in an agency, and my mum chucked me in the agency when I was about 13 in case I could make some money or whatever. Didn't work. Wasn't the best looking kid, when I was little. And then when I was like 16, they asked me to audition for a show, and I did it, and I kind of started there when I was 16, yeah.
Thank you.
No worries.
Do you have any advice for anyone who wants to get into acting? Something you
Yeah.
wish someone would have told you?
Yeah, the one thing that I always tell people is, it's kind of like, everyone says this, but like to step out of your comfort zone, I think. It's so important to do things that you would never see yourself doing, or something that you're scared of. I think it's a sign that you actually should just go and do it. Because I didn't want to do it. I still didn't want to do this audition, but I was just like, I should just do it and see what happens. I was nervous, I was scared, but I think out of that, you're always going to come out stronger. It sounds pretty, everyone says that, but like, honestly, step out of your comfort zone, you never lose.
A lot of people are saying that Jason and Cheryl might have had some kind of relationship. Do you think that could be true?
I think that could be true. I mean, they were kind of weird, like in the pilot. They were, but yeah, I think there's definitely potential for that. It'd be pretty gnarly if it's true.
I think there definitely was a closeness.
Yeah.
I don't know that it was full Lannister.
I think we
but-
shot that to make people question that for sure.
Yeah.
Because there's some subtle moments there as well that hint to it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, since Hiram's coming back, how do you think that's going to influence Archie and Veronica's relationship, since she's always been Daddy's little girl?
A lot of Daddy's little girl. A lot. I think it's going to influence a lot. I think I know there's going to be some interesting scenes between me and Hiram, because obviously he's like the godfather of Riverdale, and I think him, me going out with his daughter is going to be pretty gnarly, and he's going to be coming down on me for sure, and this is going to have some funny scenes for sure.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Are we going to get more backstory, you think, on the parents? Right? Because they all have secrets of their own. And Riverdale is a town no one seems to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Except for Archie's mom, who came back.
It would be good to work with Molly more. She was a legend. It was so awesome working with her. But I don't know. I don't know too much about what's going to go on with the parents. I do know that the second season, like, Riverdale starts to become divided between the south side and the north side, and eventually everyone's going to kind of pick a side.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey.
Do you find it weird to rewatch like Riverdale or A Dog's Purpose?
Yeah, a little bit. Sometimes it can be good and sometimes it can be bad. I've watched all our Riverdale episodes, and yeah, it's kind of weird watching yourself. It's weird listening. It's weird for me to listen to myself speaking in the American accent. That's probably the weirdest thing. I don't love watching myself though. Yeah, no worries.
Hi.
Hey.
So one of my favorite bits in the comics is Sabrina Teenage Witch.
Oh yeah.
I'm wondering if they'll have maybe like a Sabrina subplot, maybe if she's not a witch, but just as a character.
I don't know. People are saying that she's definitely coming back for season 2. That's definitely not going to be, like, we don't know yet. We don't know if she's going to ever be back. There's some talk about it, but I don't know. I've got no idea. It'll be sick.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
No worries.
I just want to say that if they're going to do that,
Yeah.
they have to call Melissa Joan Hart to at least be there.
You reckon?
Yeah, she has to.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Yeah. All right, we have time for a few more questions.
My friends knew I was coming here today, and they're huge fans, so they've written you a letter. Can I hand it to you?
Yeah, come up here.
While she's walking up, let's get the next question.
Was there anyone in the cast when you were filming that they make everyone crack up and you couldn't like keep in character?
Luke does that a lot. Cole does that. Me and Cole lose it every time we do, because we only have serious scenes, and for some reason we're just cracking up between things that we honestly like. We can't stop, and it's kind of annoying actually because we're trying to finish the day and all the crew's getting angry. But yeah, me and Cole are pretty ruthless when it comes to that.
Thanks. Hello.
In A Dog's Purpose, which is your favourite dog?
My favourite dog's definitely Trip. I didn't get actually to meet any of the other dogs, but Trip, by the way, is Bailey's real name, sorry. Yeah, he's a legend of a dog, and literally he can do anything. They trained him, like, he's the smartest animal to this day, dog, that I've ever come across. And he's really, really cute as well.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I just wanted to know, how did the daddy joke come about?
I don't actually know. The girls are kind of like calling people daddy. Like I'd hear people would be out somewhere and Cammy would be like, to Lily or something, be like, oh, that guy's so daddy. Or something like that. Or I just hear random stuff and I kind of listened to it and I was kind of like, what is this daddy? And then I kind of started saying it and trying to be daddy.
I think you're daddy.
Oh, cheers. But I don't know. I'm trying to just like stop saying it. I'm just over it. Yeah. I learned that a daddy is like usually an older guy who's like, been through the ringer, yeah. But so I'm yet to be daddy. But I appreciate you calling me daddy.
Thank you. Hello.
Hi, weird question. In what context do you just need some Marmite?
All the time. I could use some Marmite. Anyone got any? All the time. No context needed.
Thank you.
Cheers.
All right, this I think will be our last question, so no pressure. Make it good.
Like, obviously at ComicCon you have like lots of people in costume and cosplay, so I was wondering, what was your favourite one, and who would you come as like a cosplayer?
I saw Chewbacca waiting in line for Donnie Yen's autograph while I was sitting in my booth looking over, And he was like 7 foot tall as well. I remember seeing him and I was just frothing. I couldn't believe it. And that was definitely the best one so far. I wish he'd come to get I wish he'd come to me. Yeah, I would have been so stoked. But yeah, what was the other question?
Well, who would you want to cosplay?
I would probably. Who would I come as? I don't know. Probably. I don't know. I don't really get into that too much. I don't really dress up. I'm pretty lame when it comes to that stuff. Yeah, maybe Spider-Man or something. Yeah, Spider-Man.
I don't know. I don't know what I would dress up as. Spider-Man. I would do Spider-Man. That's what I would do.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you all so much. I think you're going to go down and do more signings.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a bit more for you guys.
Yeah. So thank you all so much. Thank you to KJ.
Thank you guys. Thank you. See you later.